Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the EENOUR Tumbler Press. They reached out to me and asked me if I would like to try this machine, and of course I said yes. So we are going to be pressing a mug. Now I don't do a lot of sublimation on this channel, so I'm excited to kind of dive into this new world. And if you'd like to see more sublimation type things on the channel, let me know down below in the comments. And I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll have all of the information linked down below in the description box if you'd like to check them out and try the press for yourself. I'll also have all of the extra little supplies that I'm using as well. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go! Okay, right off the bat, how cute is this mat? They obviously got the color correct. Oh, and the press is the right color too. Okay, so we've got our heat protection glove, which is so cute because it's Tiffany blue. We've got two of those for both hands. That's good. We've got our heat protective tape, our heat resistant tape. We've got our power cord. This is heavy. Okay, and here's our machine. How cute is that? Okay, so first impression, this is pretty small. It's a nice compact machine. You don't really need a lot of space for this guy. So we're going to get this hooked up. I'm going to open the instruction manual. All right, we're ready to try out our heat press. So I've got my sublimation print here. How cute is this file? I'm going to be using a sublimation tumbler from Craft Haven. This is a 20-ounce skinny straight. And I'm going to cut down my wrap here, and then we will wrap it on our cup and press it. We've got our tumbler ready here. I'm going to take my wrap, and I'm just going to place my tumbler right on there. And we're going to wrap it around our cup. Now, I left a little bit at the top and bottom just so I wouldn't have any trouble. And we're going to wrap around like this, and I'm going to use my tape to tape this on here. Okay, so we're wrapped here. Now what we have to do is get our press sized for our cup. So I'm going to put this in here and then put it down. What we want to make sure is that this isn't going to move in here, and it looks pretty good. So we're not going to adjust this at all. We are ready to go. Our first step is to plug this little guy in, and he just plugs right into this area. Screw that, that's the aviation heater cord. And then we're gonna plug the power in. Okay, so we're gonna set this to 350. So we're gonna put our tumbler in here, and we're gonna turn the power on. It's already on. We're gonna set the temperature. Okay, so we want it to go to 350. Okay, seconds, we are gonna do 120. Okay, so that's done. So our tumbler is in, and we're gonna go and start our press. And it's pressing now. So our thing is done. And I'm going to now turn our cup, because that's what it tells us to do. And I'm gonna press it again. And I'm not gonna go the full 120 seconds this time. Our heat hasn't really reached, but I set it to the higher end of the recommended heat. So hopefully this will be okay. We can always press it a little bit longer. Okay. So I think my tumbler's done. I'm gonna pull it out and just double check it really quick. I don't know. After taking a little peek at the printing or the sublimation part of this, I decided that I wanted to press it a little longer. So I decided to put a little bit more of that tape up on the top and bottom rims to really get that stuck down there so it would press nicely. Like I said earlier, I did not do this the correct way in the beginning. So we're gonna do another one and we're going to do it a little bit better. But this is my first one, so we're just gonna go with it and see how the first one compares to the second one. I decided to press this again for another full round, so I did the 2 minutes, turned it, and then did another just about like 45 to 50 seconds. I just pulled this out. We're gonna peel it hot. Are we ready for the big reveal? Ah! Okay, so for my first wrap, I'm pretty impressed. I definitely didn't get the seam perfect on the back. I'll have to work on that, but you know, nobody's perfect. So yeah, this is it. I think it looks really cool. Let's make another one and see if I can do a little bit better this time. I'm going to show you how to print your sublimation images. So I've got Pages open on my Mac here. You can use Microsoft Word, you can use Google Docs, whatever you want to use is totally fine. So I'm going to import my sublimation image. I bought this wrap on Etsy. I'll have it linked down below in the description box for you. And I'm just going to bring that in to my canvas here, and it should already be sized the correct way. It's a little bit small actually, so I'm going to change it to the dimensions of my tumbler. I'm going to make the height about 8.2. If it hangs over the edge a little bit, that's okay with me. We'll just cut it off at the end. This is going to be a little bit too wide, so I'm actually going to change this to be 9.3. That'll make it just a little bit shorter. Let me zoom out here so we can see a little better. All right, so there's our image right here, and I'm going to mirror this because I want these words to show up the correct way when we put this on our tumbler. So I'm going to go over here to the rotate, and I'm going to flip this horizontally, and you can see it's going to make that backwards. Your buttons might be different, but basically what you want to do is flip your image so that it looks backwards to you when you're looking on it, but it will read the correct way when you put it on your tumbler. So now I'm going to go over here and print this. And I'm using my Epson 2850, my Epson EcoTank printer here, and I'm going to just do best quality. I've got it set up, I think, on premium matte paper. So I'm just going to print this on my printer and then we will put it on our tumbler. All right, so we've got my first attempt here. Obviously not perfect, so I'm gonna do this again. Here is our 3D puff print. How cool is this? Like, I can't get over it. I just want to feel it and like feel the puff, but you can't because it's flat. Okay, I'm gonna cut down the edges just like we did with our first wrap and get going. Again, we are using a Sublimation Gloss Tumbler from Craft Haven. According to the directions on the press, we are supposed to put a blank tumbler in there while it heats up, and then we'll put our pressed tumbler in there. So I'm just going to grab a stainless steel cup to put in there while we get it ready. And that's just gonna be my like heating up the press cup. Put this in there. Just hold and press the set button. So I've got my cup in there and we're just heating it up essentially. So we're gonna wait until it hits 350 before we put our cup in the press. So I'm gonna get this ready now. So I've got my wrap and my tumbler, and I'm gonna try and get this wrapped as perfectly as I can. So I'm gonna come here. This should meet up right at the seams perfectly. That's what I'm looking for. So I want everything to be straight there. I'm going to use my tape that came with the machine. I'm going to tape this down tightly. This tape didn't work super well up on the top rim, so for the top and bottom rims, I ended up moving it to some different tape that I got on Amazon, and I just put that up at the top and bottom, and that seemed to work really well. So whatever tape you have is totally fine. This heat-resistant tape on Amazon isn't super duper expensive, and you can get a ton of it at one time. So I'll have all of that linked down below for you, and it'll all be in my Amazon storefront as well under Sublimation. Hopefully that's good enough, and I'm going to put this in at my machine. So we're going to press in this one direction for 120 seconds, and then we will flip it or kind of rotate it a little bit and go for another 50 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to just rotate our cup a little bit. And I'm only going to press, I think, maybe like an additional 30 seconds instead of 50. I think that was a little long on that side, so I'm going to go until about 90 seconds, and then I think that should be okay, hopefully. All right, so here's what our cup looks like. You can see the design is kind of pressed through. I think that's a good sign. And we're going to peel this hot. So I'm going to turn off my machine, and I'm going to start to peel up my tape. It is really hard to peel up the tape with these gloves on, but I think that's kind of just part of the game. Obviously, you don't want to touch this when it's hot without any gloves on. That would be really painful. Okay, here we go, the big reveal. Ah! Okay, this is amazing. Seems not super perfect, but that's okay. It's better than the last one, that's for sure. Ah! We've tried the press, we've made 2 tumblers. Let's go over my final thoughts. Okay, so let's talk about my final thoughts on this machine. Overall, incredibly easy to use. This was my first time making a sublimation tumbler. I've done a few other sublimation products, but these were my first tumblers that I've done. So using this machine, I was like brand new right out the gate, did not know anything. and it was really, really easy to navigate. The instruction manual is fantastic. It gives you all of the information you need as far as press times, heating, how to use the machine, all of that. I really love that it comes with the tape and the heat gloves and the cutting mat. Really gives you everything you need to get started other than the sublimation printer and the paper. But you can either invest in a printer and the paper and all of that stuff if you think that you're going to be doing a lot of sublimation, or you can order ready to press transfers on Etsy or I'm sure other places on the internet. So those are options for you if you don't want to fully invest in the printer. Maybe you just want to make a few tumblers here and there, but this is a really great press. I would highly, highly recommend it. It's very affordable and it's really small and compact. It'll fit in even the tiniest of craft areas, and you don't need any other weird equipment to use with it. You literally just plug the press in, wrap your cup, press it, and done. I am really, really excited about how these tumblers turned out. I think this is a really fun, quick craft that you can do. Now with sublimation, these are ready to go. They're done. We don't have to seal them with epoxy. We don't have to add anything else to them. So literally I could just go use this right now. I think I might. I love this so much. But if you wanted to, like with this one, because it's not super perfect, I might embellish it with some glitter and epoxy maybe, but that's always an option. These are definitely not perfect, but I think most of that is due to me not really knowing what I'm doing in general. But overall, I think they turned out pretty dang good. I'm really excited about this machine, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'll have everything listed down below in the description box where you can buy the press, where you can get all the other sublimation supplies and things that I used in this video. And feel free to ask any questions that you have down below in the comments. And if you're a sublimation pro, leave any tips and tricks you have for all of the rest of us newbies down below in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Okay, love you. Bye.